Hoosier. We are in sunny Southern Florida as we're getting ready for joint practice with the Dolphins today. And it's always nice to actually see some competition against another team that's not your own in practice.
Is sunny, sunny code for it's really hot? It is really hot, and it's going to be a really challenging day, John, for these guys out here because there is not an ounce of shade or wind. So not only do you get the chance to compete against the Dolphins, who have been a pretty good team the last couple of years, but you're going to have to battle your mental state and the heat. So this is a really good opportunity for Liam to get a lot of good work in.
Yeah, it's challenging, it's important, and it's interesting how the league has changed where these joint practices, I get emails from fans all the time talking about what they saw in preseason games. And it sort of feels like a disconnect almost because the coaches, the players, they consider a lot of these practices as important for evaluation and for preparation. This is really important because it's the Jaguars' only one, and it's in conditions that will test them.
And if they get a lot of good work done, I don't think any of us expect to see many starters or even key backups on Saturday night. Today is essentially the third preseason game.
Big day. All right, let's do our big things. And big thing number one is joint practice. We talked a little bit about it just now, but Coach Camp talked earlier this week about what's important about joint practice and what the coaches get out of it.
I think it's just great anytime you're going against somebody else. You know, it definitely raises the level of intensity. You know, I don't care what anybody says. You're out there competing against somebody else. You got the opportunity to see your team against a different opponent, you know, and that excites the guys. I think it always has, joint practices always have a great energy, in my opinion. You know, they're usually physical, they're exciting, and the guys are always excited to get out there and compete against somebody else. I like that. You know, I think it's a good thing.
Right, you touched on it a little bit. I think just going against some other people that aren't your teammates that you've been looking at for 3 straight weeks is helpful. Also, Coach Cam familiar with the setup down here. He was coach here before coming to the Jags. So hopefully a decent dynamic. We know the Dolphins have been doing a lot of joint practices, so not sure what they're going to bring to the table on their end because they might be a little tired at this point.
Sure, I'm sure they are. It's the chance to get a matchup that you can't get at home. So you've got Tyson Campbell, who's your lead corner. Who are you going to match him up against today if everything works, if he practices? We're going to give him a shot at Tyreek Hill, right? I mean, there's matchups like that every coach wants to get between their key players and a really good player on the other side. So I don't want to say it's contrived, but it's controlled. And they're going to look at these specific matchups and be able to gauge where their guys are.
Yeah, pass rushers have used their move on their teammates for a couple weeks now. Now it's time to use it on somebody else. So that's an area always to watch is one-on-one pass rush. Good work in that area. For guys who really don't get that much of it outside training camp.
Let's go to our big thing number 2, which is swap. We have the official details of that trade from earlier in the week that we heard about as a new player comes to town. Liam Cohen talked a little bit 2 days ago, about the trade and why they made the move.
Just look at a guy that we played against twice last year in Tampa that I've got respect for as a vet that's played a lot of meaningful downs in this league, has won Super Bowls, has been on teams that know how to win, and also there's no question he can help us in the middle there at times. So, he's hard to double team and move in there at times, and also has some ability to kind of redirect and has some initial quick. So I do believe he'll help add some meaningful competition and depth in that room.
So that sends offensive lineman Luke Fortner to New Orleans. We get Colin Sanders in return, defensive tackle. John went through right after the game, couldn't get it done in time to swap him before the plane left, but it's official now. Saunders is in town. What does that bring to the defense?
Well, he was playing Fortnite with his boys.
I heard.
So,
I know.
Look, it gives you space eating in the middle. It gives you bulk in the middle. And it was I'm going to say this right, it's not an insult to Luke Fortner, but within the context of this team, it was something for nothing. Because Luke Fortner was probably not going to, I don't know if he was going to make it, but he wasn't going to play significantly. So they got depth on the defensive line. Good trade, and no matter what it gives you something.
Well, it gives you a player that brings a lot of energy, and that's one of the things that Liam Cohen's been talking about. Energy, joy. I mean, you saw the press conference. He talked about, how glad he was to be there and how much he likes teal now. And he's won where he's been, and it helps to have a guy like that on your defense who, whatever role he plays, certainly brings a winning perspective and a lot of energy.
And a good emphasis on the fact that it's going to take everybody if you want to have a winning team, as he touched upon. It's not just the stars. It's got to be everybody pulling in the same direction. So it's good to have another person like that in the locker room. Final big thing today. is going to be the preseason finale. As we mentioned, we don't know exactly what we're going to see out there in terms of players for, I believe the Dolphins are going to play some starters. We're not probably playing much of any, right?
They haven't announced it, but
so
I think it's clear.
Well, anybody who's seen preseason week 3 lately knows there are moments where you look out there and you're seeing guys who are not going to be on the team. Feels like that's going to be the case a while on Saturday.
I noticed when Liam Cohen talked this week, a lot about the running game. When the quarterback talked, a lot about the running game. When wide receivers talked, a lot about the running game. I think we're getting the idea they're going to get through this preseason game. They're going to run the ball a lot and get on to the regular season. It's time.
It is time. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. We're going to talk about some names you need to know when we come back after the break.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Finally, inventories and prices are customer friendly.
That's because summer's here, so let's keep it real at the Field Summer Sales Event.
New inventory is arriving daily. All new makes and models to choose from, even electric cars and SUVs.
Visit Fields today and find the fit for you.
And get an incredible offer like this.
For a limited time, get $3,000 off all Lexus TX350s in stock at Lexus of Jacksonville and Lexus of Orange Park. Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jags. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit Sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Chelsea here from Renewal by Andersen. You've seen and heard our ads where I talk about Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix material being twice as strong as vinyl, incredibly energy efficient, and custom built to fit your home perfectly. But if you haven't reached out yet, now's the time. August only. Renewal by Andersen is offering triple savings. $300 off every window, $825 off every patio door, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Champions are built from the support and encouragement they get from the team around them. No one knows that better than Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr.
As one of the nation's largest pediatric health systems, Nemours Children's Health gives hope to future champions every day to go well beyond their limits. Together, we can redefine children's health. We are Nemours Children's Health.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Finally, inventories and prices
We can't
are
hear you.
customer
Yeah, I
friendly.
know.
That's because summer's here, so let's keep it real at the Field Summer Sales Event.
All new makes and models to choose from, even electric cars and SUVs. Stop searching for your next luxury vehicle
Visit Fields today and find the fit for you.
And get an incredible offer like this.
Right now, lease a 2025 GLC 350E 4MATIC SUV for just $559 a month for 24 months at Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville and Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park.
Right Now Power Sports is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars football fires up your Sundays, and a Yamaha boat or wave runner brings on-the-water thrills to get you through the other 6 days of the week. Check out the extensive Yamaha watercraft selection that must go at the Right Now Power Sports Beach Boulevard and Jacksonville locations. Their prices will not be beat. You and the Jaguars can both win this season. Just mention Jaguars at the time of your purchase. Online at ridenow.com.
My husband Steve was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-in and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
What's the best part about lawn care during the winter? You can give it a rest. Lawns only need watering up to once a week. Really, that's it. Using less water means you're saving time and money that you can put towards something else. Before you run your sprinklers, remember, give it a rest and only water up to once a week. For more information, visit waterlessflorida.com.
Jags A.M. brought to you by Fields Auto Group. See Fields first, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. You can head over to fieldsauto.com. Welcome back in. We're at joint practice in Miami today. And before the break, I said we were going to give you some names on the roster that you need to know in terms of importance. There's a lot of new faces. Not all of them are new, but you might need to know because their role might be different. So, Brian, who's someone on the roster you wanted to talk about?
Antonio Johnson. 2 reasons. He's had a great camp. He came on at the end of 23, his rookie season, had a really big game in Cleveland. And then last year was lost like so many guys were in that defense. But he's had a terrific training camp, whether it's coming into the hole and stuffing the run or in coverage. I think he's had a terrific camp. But I think more than that, he's emblematic, John, of the young players that haven't to this point developed on the roster. And I think that Liam and his coaching staff have done a nice job at getting something from some of those caliber of players that we, quite honestly, weren't sure they had left. And
they didn't know what they
important.
had in Antonio coming in. And they feel like they've got a guy who, if they put him in the right situation, with his eyes on the quarterback, which is what you can do in this defense, it's to Antonio's advantage, they feel like he's a playmaker. I don't think he starts, but he's going to have a role, and all the people who've sort of been waiting for the light to come on might be a chance for light to come on for this guy.
Yeah, he's one of a handful of guys that you could talk about in that role.
Yeah, I went with Hunter Long. I don't know that he's a guy who fans at the end of the season are going to look back and say, yeah, John remembered that guy. I don't think he's going to stand out to that degree, but people have been looking, okay, who's the second tight end? Hunter Long, you guys have seen it. Once every few practices, makes a play downfield. He can matter in the receiving game. He's not going to be Brenton Strange, but he gives them an element. People sort of thought they overlooked that spot because they hadn't heard of some of these guys, Long and Munt. I think they're okay in the backup tight end area.
He had the over-the-shoulder catch in the red zone in New Orleans. It was beautiful. If you get that from him 8 or 10 times a year, you'd be thrilled with that.
Absolutely tremendous to see from him. I went DB as well. I went with Jarian Jones, and that's because partially Tyson Campbell has been dealing with an injury. We know he's dealt with injuries the past couple of years. In terms of cornerback, especially with Travis Hunter splitting time, Jarian Jones' role is going to be important. He's going to play outside, I think, some more than we've seen him do before. He's moved around. He's certainly capable. He's got the energy for it, got the personality to play CB, that's for sure. And I think, given this opportunity, I think he'll take advantage of it.
He made a great play on the practice field the other day against Brian Thomas Jr. Talk about standing up, right, against that guy. And he got up just with the biggest smile on his face, and you could see it through the face mask and the visor. His confidence level, Kai, is really high.
Yeah, he's another guy. They didn't know what they had coming in because you don't know what you have coming in on guys. I don't know that they knew if he was going to fit. He has been in Jordan Lewis's pocket. He's going to learn from the right guy. I think he's shown them, to borrow the phrase, that he's intangibly rich and wants it. He has become a guy that they look at and say, this is the kind of guy you need to improve a program, right? The guys that you don't know what they're going to be coming in and fit you better, you've got to have that if you're going to turn things around quickly.
Let's talk quickly about joint practice. Obviously, they're getting underway here behind us with the Dolphins. The last time we were in Miami felt like a bit of a turning point, unfortunately, for the season, because it felt like
when your turning point is week one,
is week one, midweek one in the second half.
That's either really good or really bad.
It's not good.
Well, you got to point it out.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't good.
In 2023, they showed no resilience down the stretch at all. And then when Travis Etienne fumbled into the end zone, they still had a lead, a 2-touchdown.
But that
lead.
was it mentally.
Right, but you could. I remember saying, "Oh, I think this is it," and of course, the rest of the season went that way. So it was a turning point. You're exactly right.
So let's make it the turning point the other way this time around. Let's put it this way, how things have changed in a year. This is a completely different spot this team is in.
Yeah, it feels like there's hope. Everything so far in the preseason, Brian, there's been enough things that you like their strides forward that you feel like they're on course. I'm not going to predict the regular season,
right?
But it feels like the direction, we all thought it was going right when they hired the guys in January, February. They still feel like they're striding in the right direction. I don't know if this day is going to make me feel differently or forward. It's not that big a day. But you feel like they're going in the right direction on a lot of fronts.
I didn't know what to make of the coaching staff when they hired. I knew what Liam Cohen was, but I didn't know his staff. But, Kai, as we've gone through this course of the preseason, I've just been more and more impressed listening to him, and watching his team. I think this coaching staff is the reason that I have such great hope for where this team is capable. It's a better roster. It's not the best roster in the AFC, but it's good enough that if this coaching staff gets from them what I think, we could be, after Thanksgiving, talking about if this, then that scenarios of how the Jaguars are competing for the AFC South title. And I know coming off 4-13, some people would say, how's that possible? It's entirely possible.
The South is always in hand, I feel like, a little bit, at least right now. Stay with us, one more break, and then we'll tell you what we've got coming up for preseason game number 3 on Saturday.
Excellent transition.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Finally, inventories and prices are customer friendly.
That's because summer's here, so let's keep it real at the Field Summer Sales Event.
New inventory is arriving daily. All new makes and models to choose from, even the hard-to-find full-size Range Rover and Range Rover Sport. Stop searching for your next luxury vehicle and see Fields first.
And get an incredible offer like this.
Get 3.9% APR financing for up to 72 months on the 2025 Range Rover Sport V8 plus $4,000 in loyalty cash at Land Rover Jacksonville.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game. Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudduth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudduth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudduth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jags. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudduth is helping you on moving day. Visit sudduth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote. When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Surf Pro. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring the same dedication and precision to restoring your property as the Jaguars do on the field. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, their highly trained professionals are on call 24/7 to make it like it never even happened. Surf Pro, your local leader in restoration and cleanup.
Chelsea here from Renewal by Andersen. You've seen and heard our ads where I talk about Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix material being twice as strong as vinyl, incredibly energy efficient, and custom built to fit your home perfectly. But if you haven't reached out yet, now's the time. August only. Renewal by Andersen is offering triple savings. $300 off every window, $825 off every patio door, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Champions are built from the support and encouragement they get from the team around them. No one knows that better than Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr.
As one of the nation's largest pediatric health systems, the Morris Children's Health gives hope to future champions every day to go well beyond their limits. Together, we can redefine children's health. We are the Morris Children's Health.
Jags A.M is brought to you by Sudduth Moving and Storage, and Florida's most trusted and dependable moving company. Sudduth, proud to be the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. To get a guaranteed quote, visit sudduth.com/Jacksonville. Also, Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com to browse all the customizable options. Zipchair is furniture for fans. Welcome back. Our final segment here from Jags A.M. on location in Miami for joint practice. So hopefully we'll get a little action here in team segments against the Dolphins, see a little bit of something from the starters because, John, as far as we know, we're not going to see a ton of the starters, if any.
Well, it would stand to reason.
Saturday.
We don't know that for sure, but history says that's the trend, that you just don't play a lot of guys in that final game. So, yeah, Brian, I think you want to see I think they'll run a little bit today within the context of what you can do in this sort of thing. You want to see the edge rushers win a little bit, and you want to see Trevor look confident like you have so far. I guess you just want to sort of see the steps continue.
I want to see the running game like you just said, because the last 2 years that's been a storyline that we have just hammered. And the other side of it is I think the defensive line, I don't know how many snaps that Eric Armstead's going to get or Mason Smith, both of them practiced yesterday. But to watch those guys work up front, especially Trayvon and Josh, I'm excited to watch the defensive line today.
All right, we'll have our reports on Jaguars.com after practice, and of course we'll have you covered on game day as well. Tune into Jaguars Radio and the Jaguars broadcast, and enjoy the final preseason game of the season.